there, beautiful women. Welcome back to Podcasting for Spiritual Women. I'm your host, Kim Parkinson, and I am here to talk to you a little bit more about turning your podcast into more than just content. How to create a flow that leads listeners to join your list and say yes to your offers. So, one of the most powerful and often overlooked podcast strategies is to use your podcast as the anchor for your lead magnet funnel. Because your podcast doesn't just build trust, it also builds momentum. And when you pair it with the right opt-in, you start growing a community of listeners who are ready to work with you. And it's a really simple way to do it with your voice, right? So let's simplify. What is a lead magnet funnel? A lead magnet funnel is a path that's going to move your listener from curious to connected, right? It's going to usually look like this in a podcasting variety here. You're going to talk on your podcast, and that podcast is then going to lead them to your freebie or to your lead magnet. And that is going to then lead them to a welcome series. And that is then going to offer them the next step, whether or not that is working with you, buying a course, joining a community, something like that. And the magic here is that your podcast is really the warm-up to all of that, right? It's creating a relationship with your voice. And that lead magnet is then going to deepen that, right? You're going to allow those emails to kind of guide them along the journey that maybe you can't do personally each time. So unlike social media, where people are scrolling and they forget, your podcast is going to give you more time with your audience because you're right there in their ears each week, more intimacy through their voice. Again, you're going right into their heads, right into their ears, and really showcasing what you're about by delivering to them the emotions that you have. And they're going to be more in-depth stories and teachings because that's what you do, right? You share and you want to coach and guide. And by the time you invite them to your lead magnet, they already trust you because they're already like, I know a lot about her and I would really love to be in her world even more. It's not a cold pitch either. It's a natural continuation of a conversation that they've already said yes to. And no one's forcing them to do it, right? They can go and you've made that invitation, and then they can go and join your list and get your lead magnet or just get right into your newsletters and your emails. So how are we going to get started with this? Okay, so say you have a lead magnet, and this could be a PDF, this could be a short audio series, this could be a meditation, this could be a checklist. I mean, there's so many different pieces. Journal prompts are really popular. You want to make it simple and powerful, and then directly tie it into what you do and who you are, right? You don't want to be offering them a lead magnet about gardening when your podcast is talking about podcasting, right? They're not going to understand why you're getting one versus the other. Yeah, unless you talked about this in a podcast episode where you're like, yeah, and I've got this freebie for you. Maybe it's a one-off. But for the most part, each one of them are going to be to the same lead magnet, the same draw that's going to put them into your sphere. Now, you're going to mention this in your show. Don't be shy. This is a short call to action. So you could say something along the lines of, let's see here. If you love this episode and want to go deeper, grab my free guide at, and then offer your website. Or you could say, I would love to invite you into my world, and if you feel truly aligned to work with me, please download this and give them the URL. Make sure you say it with heart. Make sure that you feel aligned with it. Make sure that you stay true to who you are when you're delivering your podcast at all times, right? And then you're going to set up a welcome series. Now, this is something that most people do now, where maybe you have 3 to 5 emails that kind of go out to them before they get into your newsletter. If you do not feel aligned to this and you really feel like they download your item, or maybe they don't download anything at all and they just get right into your newsletter, That's okay. None of this is set in stone. It's how you do your business. It's how you want to set it up. If you want to send them from the podcast directly into your weekly newsletter and offer them value that way, do it. If you want to set up a PDF or a checklist or a meditation, and then you want to send them from the podcast to that particular lead magnet and then offer them an email sequence that goes out every day for 3 days or 5 days, and then get into your newsletter, that is up to you. No right, no wrong. All of them work. It's just how you feel aligned to do it. When you are sending out any kind of newsletters, just make sure that you are telling your story, making it true to you so they remember who you are. And then also mention how you share and how you help and how you can maybe bring them back into the podcast, right? Bring them back into your world. Maybe share a URL to working one-on-one with you inside of that first email. Or if you're not offering it as an email sequence, in your weekly newsletter. Always make sure that each of your newsletters have some type of a call to action in them. Invite them to book a call with you. Invite them to join your program. Invite them to take the next aligned step with you. And just keep referring them back to it. Now, it used to take, I think, 7 or 8 touch points for people. And now it's like something insanely crazy, like 22 or something like that. So you might be like, you know what? I've mentioned this particular offer that I'm launching. I've mentioned it in my weekly newsletters for the last 6 weeks. That isn't enough time. That's not enough time. But if you've been mentioning it in your podcast episodes, you've been maybe mentioning it on your social media, and you've been mentioning it into your newsletters, maybe that could potentially be enough time. So you want to make sure that you just keep mentioning whatever offer that you are doing on a consistent basis. Don't jump around to different offers. Don't say, one offer, work with me at this one-on-one this week, and then next week say, hey, join my brand new course, and then the following week maybe say something about, oh, I have this tiny mini course that I offer, or hey, sign up for my meditation clinic that I'm having. Don't confuse them. Keep it consistent for several weeks at a time. So have a one-on-one offer and have that go out for 6-12 weeks. I say 6-12. Have that go out for 10 to 12 weeks. And then maybe the next step is thinking ahead to your launch of your course and offering it to them 10, 12 weeks in advance. I know it does take a little bit of thought on this, but you really want to make sure that you have that touch point for them. And 10 to 12 weeks is really, even though it seems like a long time, think about it. It's just summer. If you've ever said, hey, summer flew right by, yeah, that's like 10, 12 weeks, right? And so it's not really that much time. And if you are offering it, what your service is in your podcast, that one call to action in your podcast, and you're also offering it in your newsletter, you're going to find that more people can then hear it over and over again, and then they find that button and they start working with you. So you want to make sure that when you are building your funnel, it's not feeling bro markety at all. We don't want it to be like, if it's really too difficult to do all of the 3 to 5 emails, just 1 or 2 is going to work too. Or again, don't even do the whole email funnel marketing thing and just send them right into your newsletter if that is aligned with what you are doing. You are crafting a container, and that one that is going to support your listeners and honors their journey. So make sure that when you're working with this, you're going to be asking, what would truly be helpful for the women who listen to my show? How can I direct them and guide them on this path to start working with me? That's going to be your lead magnet. Build from there. All right. So if you have a podcast and you want to attract aligned clients and build your list and gently invite people into your work, a lead magnet funnel is the system that you might have been missing. It's simple, it's intuitive, and it does work. Your list will grow each time you invite them into your realm, into your podcast, and into whatever offer it is that you have. If you don't have a lead magnet yet or want to create one that pairs perfectly with your show, you can go ahead and go to my website, kpcreativemedia.com, and click on that link at the top for a free podcast growth clarity call. And we can talk about how you can incorporate a free lead magnet into your business and into your podcast. So until then, where your voice flows, your business grows. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Podcasting for Spiritual Women. If you would like more strategy and tips and some tricks on how to make your podcast better, I recommend that you join my newsletter list. You can find that at kpcreativemedia.com/newsletter. Until next time.